Now, this is the almighty or the very effective, also another absolute quality, absolute price. I'll give you guys the rundown on the PVs and all that at the end of my talk, okay? The Atomy green propolis spray. Now, as you guys know, propolis is an enzyme created by the honeybees during the manufacture of during the construction and manufacture and the continuous maintenance of the hive, the beehive. And as you all are aware of, there is no use by date where propolis is concerned. In other words, honey as a product, as a food product as well as a shelf product, has no expiry date. If anybody tells you there's an expiry date, it's only for technical reasons. The real truth of the matter is, as far as I know, I read that one of the Egyptian mummies' tomb was opened, and they found a jar of honey, which was about more than 6,000 years old. It was in the BC period. And they, well, there must be a brave, archaeologist or whoever, tasted the honey, and it was still as good as the day it was harvested. Okay, so as you can see at the bottom there is a health food, and it's a beehive extract, okay? I'm not too cluey too much about their processes, but I do know for a fact that Atomy has a lot of technology backing them up as far as the production of all these products due to the very good auspices of KAERE, Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute, and joint ventured with Colma, a very big American pharmaceutical and beauty and health, I should say, company worldwide. They have more than 7 or 8 branches and manufacturing facilities. And therefore, you can be rest assured that you are in very good hands when you use this product. I have used this product for quite a while now. And like I said, since last winter, it has been great. It has prevented me from sneezing, coughing, and having the bout of flu. Now, take it with a pinch of salt. Don't blame me if you don't have the same effect, because I'm different from you guys, all right? It's all different for different people, but that's my personal experience and my testimony. Now, what is the efficacy of propolis? Well, propolis, as far as Mother Nature is concerned, uses the bee to keep it sterile and clean. It's antibacterial, okay? Antibacterial. And therefore, it contributes to oral antibacterial purposes when we spray it into the mouth. So this is how the bee does produce by nature propolis in a encapsulated form. It is plant sap and plus the pollen that the bee actually harvests, mixed with the bee's saliva, creates an enzyme via the process of enzymes and other secretions through its, the bee's work, produces propolis, which has very high levels of antibacterial action. And there are various grades attached to these antibacterial properties of honey. Now, briefly, you can understand that most of our medical terms and words are actually formed from Greek words or Latin words. And pro means before, and polis means the city, as you know, metropolis and so on. It's actually a Greek word. So they use it to mean to guard the entire city, and therefore it means that you block foreign dangers and guard the city. So it means that bees actually collect this amount with their own saliva enzymes from various plants to keep the honeycomb sterile and clean to prevent invasion by external virus and down, you guys know. And I also learned this just recently. To be honest, I'm no bee expert, though I have dealt with beekeepers in my lifetime, as recent as last year or the year before COVID. And I was going through a very interesting period of my life. Yes, that's what it does. Okay. Next. Included in this spray, they added in 0.8 milligrams of flavonoids. And then you can see for yourself that flavonoids actually regulates cellular activity, and it fights off free radicals. I think Steffi would know this more than I would, actually. She seems to be in the industry, health industry. I think she gave us a very good talk, by the way, guys. You know, you guys missed a good meeting last week if you didn't hear all about spirulina. Anyway, that's by the by. And so, to put it simply, it helps your body function more efficiently while protecting it against everyday toxins and stressors. Okay, so they are antioxidant agents as well. So what is AMR? AMR is a term that is used to describe, the microorganisms that are in your teeth and periodontal diseases that occur in one's mouth. All right. And therefore, we all know the pain. And in fact, Mr. MC, Guillermo, can be a living testimony of how good the property of Propolis is, because he's the beneficiary of one of its good benefits, right, Guillermo? So, okay.
Exactly, yes.
Yes, I know. I love your twang and your accent when you describe how great it was in your speech, in your presentation on the one-day seminar. That was great, right? So
Thank you so
this
much.
bee jelly actually comes off. In order to obtain the propolis, they have to start off with the bee jelly, and it is Atomy's GSGS policy, and they obtain it from Brazil. So not only coffee, also propolis. Now you can read for yourself that the Brazilian government is very protective of the high standards, a similar thing that Australia practices in terms of its wine quality, right, to maintain the standard. And therefore, Brazil's beehive manufacturing extraction enterprises must obtain that special permit granted by the government of Brazil, and also HACCP classifications, which is all controlled by the government, and therefore there was no hokey pokey going on as far as that's concerned. All right, you guys can be rest assured. Once again, I must repeat like a broken record. Anything to do with Atomy is always, absolute quality, absolute price. All right. And this is where maybe one of these days we are fortunate enough when we get rid of COVID, our friend COVID, whom we are all shunning. This is how it gets, from that area in Brazil. Minas Gerais. Guillermo can correct me if I pronounce it wrong, in Sao Paulo, and it comes off from the Bacchus chrysanthemum trees, and this is where it grows prolifically. And then the wild bees go and do their job, as you know, collect all the things that goes on in their natural life, and they actually the researchers in Brazil has done a lot of work, in this regard, and therefore we, humanity, has benefited from all these things, with the Japanese inputting a lot of research, and I can say that where they mention ethylene C is an ingredient, okay, which is a kind of flavonoid. All right, and it does not present itself from other regions except only from here. So there you go. Just reinforces the fact that global sourcing, global sales, GSGS policy is working fine. They pick the best, not something, and not synthetic. It's natural. Okay, most of Atomy's products have no chemicals, no poisonous chemicals. They are actually botanical, plant-based, or natural. There you go. Beautiful. I hope I've given you guys enough information about various components that is made up. Here is done with great credit to my partner Pauline, who has actually done all the legwork whilst I was busy harvesting at the salt mines, harvesting some income to supplement our lifestyle. So here you go. You can understand from there that since 1982, the Brazilian government has done all these things below, done a lot of things and work, and they do a good job, undoubtedly. And this is how we use it. Open your mouth, spray directly into the back of your throat, and you can use it anytime. Quite handy packaging, and very, very, very good. I'll give you guys a bit of time to read that it can also apply externally. See, just now I showed you my burn wounds, and that is for that. It helps to heal the wound. If somehow or other, I noticed that when you spray it on your wound, it doesn't burn, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't sting that much. And thereafter, when it dries up a little bit, it's got a firmly like a kind of coating, so it prevents it from going bad. And there you go. It also helps with mouth ulcers. And it's actually quite a refreshing taste. In its natural form, it's a bit bitter, but they have actually added in mint and menthol just to refresh the mouth. And then you won't find it objectionable. Trust me. Trust me. Famous last words. And this is exactly the amount of how much Atomy C is used. 470 milligrams out of a gram of raw material are used. So here we go. Okay, I give you guys time to read that. Oops. All right, I will not delay any further. I think if you guys want more information, and by the way, yes, this is the spec sheet, how it's being delivered to us. It is 3 bottles, 90 ml each, 30 ml per cartridge, and it comes in 3, in a set of 3 in a box. And you know, those are the ingredients. As you know, that Atomy does not hide its ingredients. It actually very, very transparent and very open. And they suggest twice a day, 4 sprays each time you squirt 4 times into your mouth. And to be honest, I do it about that you know, that kind of amount of cycle. But when I have a very ticklish throat, I do spray a bit more. Okay, and this is very, very convenient. It goes into your hip pocket or your little purse or handbag or in the car, you know, in your glove compartment. No hassles whatsoever. And it's quite relatively inexpensive. Now, coming back to the price, you get, just bear with me, sorry. I'll have to, yes, for this, you get 6,500 PVs, and you have to order this from Korea. This is not available locally in Australia at the moment. It's coming or should be coming or whatever in the future. I cannot predict that. And you have to see your leaders in order to order this. Now this this is you know, sort of what these users are for, and these are only suggestions. All right, take note of that remark there, including burns. I can attest to the fact that it is really good. And our MC tonight, Guillermo, my friend, you can actually you know, attest to the gum problem and teeth and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but there are some special warnings that, you know, you have to actually be very careful when you apply to the skin. You do not go spray it just because I said so. Please test it yourself with a bit of judicious thinking, action. And if you're allergic to bees and bee products, obviously you keep away from this, because you definitely, you know, you can't handle propolis at all. Okay. And also take note that sometimes there's some sedimentation in the bottle, that a little bit of pieces will be coming into this. And also pregnant and breastfeeding women should also consult your doctor. These are natural, I mean, normal precautions and warnings that we do issue for any of these products that are partially medicinal. All right, guys, I have finished my presentation, and I thank you very much and for your kind attention, and I hope I've given you enough information